Last night I was going through some bass magazines. I was getting pretty overwhelmed over, all the baits that are out in the market and if I'm using the right thing, if I'm not using the right thing, am I a good fisherman, am I not? So I want to take this time to talk to you guys about that, and it's, don't get overwhelmed. That's the one thing you cannot do. If you're worried about what everybody else on YouTube and online are doing and how they're catching all these big fish, you're not doing yourself any favors. My advice is, I know there's a bunch of different lures out there. There's so much you can get, but start simple. Don't go crazy and buy out the whole entire store because you think you need it to catch fish. You need to just simplify how you're gonna fish. Work on different colors, combinations. Anything you think may work for a bass, try it out. You never know what's gonna happen. That's the thing with fishing, is you never know what you're gonna pull out. You never know if you're gonna catch anything, what you're gonna catch. But basically, the rule of thumb I go by is like darker water, you want to use a lot more color. You want something that's bright, you want something flashy, you want something with a lot of vibration that'll get the fish to strike. I have one lake over here, it's Pinecliff Lake, and it is the hardest lake to fish because it is so muddy and just, it seems like there's nothing in there, but there are giant bass in there. I'm determined to get them. But, so simplify what you need, make a list, couple baits, try those out, try different colors, see what they want, see, what kind of bait is in the water, if they're going after shad or anything like that. It's all about water temperature, the time of year, what the weather is like, if it's raining, if it's cloudy, stuff like that. Don't be afraid, do some research, go on YouTube, read magazines like I was doing. Like, it's good to learn and do stuff like that, but you don't have to be the perfect fisherman to catch fish. You need just to find the right color that works with your area, where you need to throw it, and just by basically fishing. So that's the best way to learn, is by doing it. So what I usually do is, around here, the lakes and stuff are pretty muddy and they're not too clear. So we like to throw a little bit of brighter baits just because the color help bass see a little bit better. So yellow or orange, especially around here, I use black and blue, but brighter colors are definitely the way to go. A lot of these areas are just muddy. They're not clear at all. You need something to get the bass's attention. That's one way to do it. Just, you want a lot of vibration, you want a lot of movement, you want something the bass will see and they'll strike. That's basically what it is when you're fishing. You want to get the strike. You could throw it right in front of their face and they can just sit there, but you want to get something that just gets their attention and pisses them off. My second thing of advice is, I also was, after I was looking at the bass magazines, going on YouTube, looking up stuff like that. Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to research. Don't be afraid to, search Google. Fishing is just a learning experience. It's one of the hardest things to do. If it was easy, everybody would do it. That's just one of those things. But don't be afraid. Don't think you're, a terrible fisherman because you're looking up stuff. Take the time, do some research, learn a little bit. But the best way to learn is by going out and actually fishing, because that's when you're going to learn the behavior of the fish, how they're acting, what they want to eat, what they don't want to eat, just stuff like that. Around here, a lot of the lakes are muddy. They're not clear at all. You get about 2 to 3 feet of visibility, and then it's just can't see anything. So what I usually do is I'll throw some brighter colors, sometimes even black and blue, those little subtle colors. They silhouette nice from the sun. Bass can actually see that and they actually go after that. So I've had some success with that. But I know there's a lot on the market. Don't get overwhelmed. Stick to what you know. Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to just try new things. You got to get out of your comfort zone and learn how to catch these big fish.